Your dog talks to you all day long. Here's how you can understand them better. Dogs are the world, and the internet's, favorite pets. These furry canines warm our hearts with one of the purest forms of love in the world. Do you know what would bring you even closer to your dog? The ability to understand what they are saying. Unfortunately, dogs cannot speak as of now, but don't worry, here's a guide for you to understand their expressive body language. For thousands of years, dogs have evolved by the side of humans, and everything they do is saying something to you. So, let's start listening. The one with lip licking. If you find your dog licking her lips, don't worry, they're not just trying to calm you down. Dog trainers refer to this gesture as calming signals because this is the dog's way of neutralizing threats. While treats for him are always a good idea, you should also try and make the dog feel safe and comfortable. Now that you know what this gesture means, you can look out and keep track of what things and actions make him feel in danger. Chewing your shoes and clothes. Dogs are like little children who have urges and little control. In this case, it turns out that dogs munch on your stuff because they like to chew things. Munching on inedible things is just one of the dog things that they do for fun. If you're continually putting stuff out of their reach so that they don't ruin it, we need to find something that's designed to take a beating. Divert his energy by getting him a few cool chew toys. Your pup's gonna love it. The one with the licking. It's cool to see how licking is used so differently across the animal kingdom. Felines lick each other to groom and clean, and us humans like to enjoy that cold popsicle. Dogs have their reasons for licking you, and they're great. Firstly, your little pile of joy is trying to assert dominance over you, and other dogs everyone craves being an alpha. Secondly, the other thing dogs like more than anything else is your attention. Your dog knows licking you is the fastest way to get your undivided attention, and he is not afraid of using said weapon. The one with the grunts. If you own a dog, you're familiar with the grunts. Come back from a long walk and your puppy will nest on the floor, occasionally grunting. Grunting occurs when a dog's breathing restores to normal after some exertion. When you come home from a walk, he may grunt, and that just shows how happy and relaxed your little buddy is. The one with the adorable whines. Doggy whines are cute and heartbreaking at the same time. Hearing the little monster whine is enough to break anyone's heart and instill the urge to take care of them. Luckily, taking care of them is just what you need to do when your dog whines. It's merely the dog's way of saying, I need attention and I need it now. We now know that dogs cry if they feel hungry, alone, or cold. None of which are things that you want your beloved pet to feel. So whenever you hear your dog whining, just give him a big old cuddle and let him know that you're right there with him. That will calm him down to his happy self again. The one with the blinking. Blinking is something that we're all guilty of. You gotta keep those eyes safe and moist. However, dogs blinking serve another purpose as well. Relaxed and drawn out blinks are a sign of trust and peacefulness. If you see your dog blinking at you in this way, know that you're a great dog parent who has successfully managed to make their puppy feel safe at home. The one with the yawning. Dogs, like most other mammals, yawn when they are tired. However, there's another more worrisome reason for their stretching if it's not done around bedtime. Dogs that yawn at random times are telling you that they are stressed and that you need to give them cuddles stat. Don't worry though, yawning is also a sign of mild moodiness in the dog, and it will go away soon with some of your love. The one with the hair raising. It is normal to get slightly intimidated when a dog is raising their hair. Some animals use this as a defense mechanism to appear more prominent in the presence of a threat. The downside is that your dog feels threatened and his fight or flight response is being triggered. Make sure you're close to your furry buddy if you see him erect and distract him from whatever is causing this behavior. Good dog owners are fast to neutralize the threat their dog is facing. The one with the nemesis. Dogs and mail carriers have always been rivals. You may find this behavior odd since the mailman shows up almost every day and your dog finds it obligatory to bark at the poor guy every day. So why doesn't the dog just get used to him? Well, it's simple. Dogs like to assert dominance when they can. Every time your mailman comes, your dog barks and the mailman, just completing his job, leaves soon after. From your puppy's eyes, it seems he has successfully stared down the mailman and has become the alpha. The high success rate is what encourages dogs to repeat this behavior for years on end. The one with the couch throne. Dogs are generally good with instructions, but no matter how many times you tell them not to climb on your couch, they'll climb up there the first chance they get. The reason why dogs are so smitten with the sofa is twofold. Firstly, when they're young pups, they want to appear taller to assert some dominance, and the couch allows them to do just that. When they grow old, their need to be on the higher ground goes away, but they love you very much, so every time you're not around, they jump on the sofa to revel in your lingering scent. Is your heart warmed yet? The one with the scratching. If you own a young dog or remember when your dog was just a pup, you may have seen him scratch the floor. Scratching the ground is no big deal if the dog does this outdoors, but when you have a beautiful wooden kitchen floor, it hurts. When dogs scratch the ground, they aren't really talking to you. It's an evolutionary trait designed to assert dominance on other canines and marking territory. If another hypothetical dog comes into your home and sees your new kitchen floor all scratched up, they'll immediately know there's an alpha in the house and leave. That's how it works in your doggy's brain anyway. The one with the puddle rolls. Dogs seem to enjoy not being clean. As soon as you give them a bath, they run outdoors and happily roll away in the dirt or any puddles that they can find. Don't worry, they're not rebellious, it's just one of their territorial tactics. They don't want to get dirty with the mud, they want to get dirty with them. Some dog behavior experts also suggest that dogs do this so that they can camouflage better as predators. Won't help them in your house though. The one with the identical friends. Most well-trained dogs enjoy the company of their furry mates. However, you may have noticed that your dog seems inexplicably happier when they are with dogs of the same breed. If you wonder why that is, let us explain. Being with dogs of the same breed reminds your puppy of the good times they spent with their siblings growing up and put them in a more relaxed, happier state. They love all dogs, it's just that being with dogs that look like them is more enjoyable. The one with the pre-urinating sniff. Now, we've talked about many tactics that dogs use to assert dominance and mark territory in this article. Dogs sniffing the spot they're going to pee on is just another one of their ways to claim land. However, they need to first check if another canine has already claimed this turf, and hence they sniff it to make sure it is unmarked. If there is no alien scent, the dog will go ahead and pee. The one with the butt sniffing. If there's one thing dogs love almost as much as you do, it's sniffing other dogs' butts. Take them to a park, introduce them to a new dog. The first thing they'll do is sniff the stranger's butt, and then decide whether or not they want to be friends. It may seem weird, but it's a dog's version of a get to know you. Pheromones are chemical secretions that give cues to those around us, and dogs' butts are full of them. So your dog running to sniff another dog's butt is just him saying hello and getting to know the other chap. The one with the tail wag speedometer. Dogs' tails are probably the reason they can't ever be good spies. The tail gives them away so quickly. The speed of the tail wag is directly proportional to the energy and excitement your dog has at any point in time. So if you see your pup's tail wagging so fast it's almost a blur, take them for a walk or play with them so they can blow off some of that energy. If your dog is lazily wagging their tail, give them a few pets and let them rest so they can charge up their tail speed. The one with the car window. Nothing brings out the true diva in your dog than a car ride. As soon as you roll their window down in the slightest, they stick their head out and bask in the wind and the sun, looking like an excited teenager. You might think this is because dogs enjoy the sensation akin to flying, but it's because they get excited by all the smells and views they have access to. Pups are a lot simpler than we think. The one with the distant eating. Not all dogs are the same level of dominance, so your dog, depending on its breed, size, and personality, might show traits that are reserved for the more submissive dogs. If your pup has a habit of dragging his food bowl or scraps to another room before eating them, it's not because he enjoys eating alone, he's just protecting his food from more assertive dogs. This is nothing to worry about, as submissiveness in dogs is not a bad thing. The one with the hidden treats. Sometimes when you give a dog a nice juicy bone, they run out and hide it. This does not mean your dog has rejected your generous present. It is just an evolutionary trait that comes from their days in the wild. When dogs hadn't bonded with us, they didn't know when their next meal would be or where it would come from. So they did the smart thing and hid food that they could eat later. You should be proud, your dog's displaying some high-tier delayed gratification. The one with the dream runner. If your good boy or girl is wagging their legs while sleeping, they're having a sweet dream about chasing a small animal. Don't you wish they could talk so you could hear all about it? Well, there you go. These were some of the most common dog behaviors that you need to understand to properly care for your four-legged friend. It's essential to pay attention to any changes in your dog's behavior because it is the only way that they can communicate. If this has helped clear some of the confusion you had around your dog's actions, please share it with other dog lovers so that they can benefit too. Remember, you are your dog's whole world, so make sure you give your pups all the love and care that they deserve.